is the only place Bubba and I can go where we can go visit.
That's all for now. I'm Lester Holt. Thanks for joining us.
Get ready to fist pump the sky like the end of an 80s rom-com at Byrider's trade-in event. Take advantage of flexible payment options when you trade in your vehicle for a better one. We'll even look at factors beyond your credit to help you get approved. Get credit for being you at Byrider.com.
Mackenzie's is ready to welcome fall with our large selection of mums, pumpkins, and more. Let Mackenzie's help you make your home a little more cozy this fall season. Mackenzie's Flowers, 935 Lovers Lane in Bowling Green.
Good Friday evening, everyone. Welcome into News 40 at 10. I'm Chris Allen with a preview of your weather. Over the last several hours, we've had these little sprinkles come through the area. Most of it is now over with. There still may be a little patchy drizzle in a couple of spots, but we're already seeing some clearing back into western Kentucky headed this way. How much rain? Barely a trace here. 1/10 of an inch in a couple of spots, even up to 2 to 3/10 back to the northwest of us. But that's all we're going to get out of this system. Tonight is going to be mainly cloudy with showers ending and an overnight low at 40. Better times are coming for the weekend. I'll have a look at your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight for News 40 at 10. I'm Morgan Hoover. Our top story tonight, a Western Kentucky University student has died after being struck by 2 vehicles on Campbell Lane earlier tonight. Bowling Green police confirming 22-year-old Daishiera Chanel Marie Garner was hit by the vehicles while walking on Campbell Lane. This happened just after 5 o'clock tonight. Crews are working to reconstruct the scene. Bowling Green police say they do not expect drugs or alcohol to be a contributing factor.
We can neither confirm nor deny that alcohol is involved in this. We need to be able to talk to all the parties. But I'll tell you, at this point, the drivers that we have spoken to, the people that are involved, we do not suspect it right now. However, we always want to make sure that we fully investigate this and figure out exactly what happened.
Campbell Lane between Nashville Road and Thoroughbred Drive is expected to be reopened. Well, to Allen County now, where one man is behind bars after police say he tried to kill his father. The Allen County Sheriff's Office says that 28-year-old Matthew Austin was arrested Thursday after police got a call about a potential stabbing on Brooks Road. When they arrived, police say they found a man who had multiple stab wounds. The victim told deputies it was his son who attacked him. Austin was then found and quickly confessed to the crime. He had an active warrant for his arrest prior to this incident for possession of meth and public intoxication. Austin is currently being held in the Allen County Detention Center as the investigations continue. And now to Whitley County, where a heartbroken community is searching for answers after a missing 4-year-old is found dead. According to authorities, 24-year-old Brittany Slaughter and 34-year-old Adam Hayes were arrested after a body believed to be 4-year-old Chloe Darnell was found. Slaughter and Hayes are both charged with murder, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with physical evidence. The body has been sent to the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort for an autopsy. And in more local news now, it may be a bit dreary out there earlier today, but we still have not had enough rain to combat these dry conditions. Officials in both Allen County and Simpson County are issuing burn restrictions today. Burning of any materials outdoors is not allowed and could result in fines. Allen County officials say multiple wildland fires have led to the burn bans there. They say the ban will be in effect until there's been sufficient rainfall. As the winter months approach, it's important to stay protected from 2 dangerous kinds of ticks that are now in the area. The black-legged tick can feed on humans, dogs, cats, and deer. Adult ticks tend to be more active from November to March. The winter tick is mostly found on elk and deer, but can sometimes be on humans as well. Their life cycle is from October to March. The Warren County Cooperative Extension Office wants to make sure you are aware of these types of ticks and how to best protect yourself from them.
If you feel like you're going to be outdoors, especially hiking, and like you're in more areas that have high grass, then you definitely want to make sure you do protect yourself, because there could be the potential. Definitely, if you're bringing along your furry friends, make sure you check them, because a lot of them do like to hop on a furry friend and then come inside the house.
If you do find a tick on yourself or your pet, you can bring it to the Extension office on Russellville Road for an identification. And we have all heard stories of life-changing experiences, but have you heard about a 155-mile race changing a life? Well, that's exactly what Bowling Green Junior High School students learned about today. Ultra-marathon runner turned author Dion Leonard spoke with students about his race in China and how he met a dog along the way who actually ran with him for 80 miles. Leonard and Gobi have been inseparable since reaching that finish line, and their inspiring story is now an international best-selling book.
A huge interest from everyone all around the world. In the publishing world, everyone wanted to write the book, wanted me to write the book about the story with Gobi. So that was phenomenal to see just how much love there was for this little dog and sharing her story as well.
Gobi and Leonard are on a national tour visiting schools like Bowling Green Junior High to share their story of hope, kindness, and dedication. The book is available for many different reading levels, and soon the story of Gobi will be featured as a Hollywood movie. More local news, a local health system is growing, and that can even be seen off of the interstate. You've probably noticed the new Welcome to Bowling Green signs off of I-65. One of the newest additions is this one that you see on your screen, mentioning the home of Med Center Health. This is part of the Beautify I-65 project by Operation Pride. Several members of the community are celebrating this labor of love today by placing a 130-foot pole in the center and raising the American flag.
It's actually humbling to see what's taking place here and the recognition that the community has gotten. And this will stand out like no other place up and down I-65.
Operation Pride hopes to reach over 22 million cars and give drivers an unforgettable first impression. And as Bowling Green continues to grow, Med Center Health is keeping up and expanding across South Central Kentucky. 3 new projects are planned to expand in both Bowling Green and in Glasgow, one of which is a 5-story patient care tower at the Medical Center's Bowling Green campus. It will be the new location for women and children's services. Will feature expanded space for antepartum, labor and delivery, C-section suites, and a level 3 neonatal intensive care unit. A second project will create the region's first ever combined emergency department and urgent care. Now, this will be located at the Hub on Lovers Lane. And in Glasgow, a new medical office will feature outpatient diagnostic testing and specialty clinics.
Med Center Health is the largest and most comprehensive health system in South Central Kentucky, and it's well documented the unprecedented growth that's being seen in Bowling Green and Warren County. And so this is just another sign, with all of the economic development growth and all the exciting news and things that are happening in Bowling Green and Warren County. Med Center Health is a part of that.
All 3 projects are expected to begin in spring of 2024. But while resources are expanding, the Commonwealth is still struggling to fill vacant positions in health systems across the state. A workforce shortage in Kentucky's hospitals are leading to longer waits for medical treatments and higher costs, and the industry is warning the problem could persist.
We can see help wanted signs everywhere and frustrated customers. But a longer wait at the drive-thru can't be compared to a longer wait in the emergency room.
Right now, there are more than 10,700 vacancies at hospitals across the state, according to the Kentucky Hospital Association. The problem is seen especially with nurses. In 2022, there was a statewide shortage of 6,190 nurses. The shortage is expected to persist, with the industry projecting a shortage of 5,790 nurses in 2035.
For patients, these vacancies mean longer wait times for treatment. For caregivers, it can lead to burnout, and for hospitals, it means higher expenses for labor.
Earlier this year, state lawmakers passed House Bill 200, which creates a scholarship program for students interested in healthcare professions. Now, the industry is hoping lawmakers will fund the program.
That's a matching program, so as hospitals, for example, that already provide scholarships could put this money into the system through the Council on Post-Secondary Education and have state funding come in to match that, so then the dollars go further.
State lawmakers will craft the state's next two-year budget in the upcoming session.
It will be a challenge. It will not be easy. I think realistically it may take us a decade to get to where we need to be, but we can get there because we have a path forward.
The industry already has partnerships with Kentucky's community college system to help address the issue.
I'm committed on behalf of our 16 campuses and nearly 4,000 employees to do what we can.
But overall, the industry says the state needs more capacity to train workers.
We have to make sure that we have enough faculty to teach them. So there's a lot that goes into this.
Well, still to come on News 40 at 10, a Kentucky veteran finally laid to rest nearly 80 years after his death. The details coming up in just a bit, but first, Weather Chief Chris Allen is back after the break with a full look at our forecast. That's coming up next.
The competition is on.
This is nerve-wracking.
Do you have what it takes for Jeopardy?
Weeknights at 6 on NBC 40.
I'm attorney Deborah Brose. I am committed to my clients across South Central Kentucky. But don't just take it from me. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I can help. Call our office today for a free consultation.
It's time for Nat's annual Christmas Bikes for Kids.
You can help by donating a new or gently used bike.
At Nat's Outdoor Sports. The bike shop at Nat's Outdoor Sports will make any needed repairs.
And the Bowling Green JCs will distribute bikes to underprivileged children throughout our community.
Nat's will be accepting new and used bikes until December 5th. Nat's Bikes for Kids, sponsored by WNKY News 40.
I'll hit Woohoo 107.
And these great sponsors.
BG Home Furnishings is the best place to shop and work. We stay motivated with daily massages.
It is just like the North Pole around here. Santa and his elves are delivering daily. We can make a calendar out of our delivery team. Meet Mr. November, always smiling and ready to deliver your sofa. For over 40 years, we are proud to be a locally owned and operated business. We are so thankful for the continued support of our community.
Hurry in to shop Black Friday now at Rural King. Stock up on this week's Rudy special and clean up on irresistible pad tissue or paper towels. Now $3.49 each. Take 30% off two-door dog crates and save a whopping $120 on Gettysburg 44 gun safe. Now $379.98. Shop Black Friday now for unbeatable deals while they last at your neighborhood Rural King or ruralking.com. America's farm and home store.
WNKY News 40 is always on at WNKY.com.
Well, this system that came through today we said would be weak, and it very much was weak. We're only seeing just leftover traces of some light rain and drizzle. This is all ground clutter from the radar site near Nashville that is showing some of that leftover shower activity, but all of this is going to be gone as we go through the evening. Still 61. It's still relatively mild with a wind coming now in from the north at 7. And now we're starting to see some drier air already taking over. And as high pressure begins to build in during the overnight hours into tomorrow, sunshine is going to return, and we're going to see some cooler conditions now that the winds are coming in from the north. High today, 67 in Bowling Green officially. And it was only a few degrees warmer than the low of 61 for the day. Actually, it's that temperature right now that we're showing as the lowest temperature of the day. And as temperatures go down before midnight, That will become our low for the 24-hour period. And we're now well over 6 inches behind on rainfall officially at the Bowling Green Airport year to date. Well, here's a look at that departing system, a very weak system, very fast moving system. So we felt like that this not only would be a weak system, but because of its fast movement, it wouldn't have time to bring us a whole lot in the way of rain. And now all of that is beginning to move away. High pressure beginning to already filter in some cooler northerly winds, and skies clearing out from west to east tonight into early tomorrow morning, as you see by the timeline. Much of tomorrow will be mainly sunny with just a few clouds. High pressure continues to move east, and as it does, it is going to keep our weather pretty dry for the rest of the weekend. Here we go into Saturday night. The high pressure will be practically right on top of us and then move east as we get into Sunday. Notice the flow here still, though, coming out of the north and northeast with gathering clouds back to the west ahead of the next system that will be coming in with our better chance of rain. And as we're looking at this, the models continue to show that we could be looking at anywhere from an inch to 2 inches of rain across parts of southern Kentucky, and maybe even more than 2 inches of rain once you head out toward the Cumberland Plateau and down into Middle Tennessee. Lighter amounts off to the north and west, and this is all going to take place Monday and Tuesday. We could have gusty winds and even a few thunderstorms with this particular system, and then it is going to get much colder once we get into Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. So for the rest of tonight, showers ending, becoming partly cloudy from west to east, overnight low around 40. Now tomorrow and Sunday both look like spectacular days. Upper 50s tomorrow, 60 Sunday. Then here comes the round one of rain, 63 on Monday, thunderstorms on Tuesday. Much colder as we get into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Your Thanksgiving and Black Friday will be nice, but it's going to be chilly. We've got more News 40 at 10 coming up, including Football Frenzy. Don't go away.
Welcome to the Sonic Burgerverse. Burgerverse! It's like a universe, but with 2 new cheeseburgers. So cheesy. Bold hickory barbecue. Tangy. Garlic butter bacon. It's back. The possibilities are infinite. Cheeseburger. The new cheeseburger lineup at Sonic.
Bowling Green Fireplace and Grill. Mike's credit score isn't something to write home about. But here he is, fists pumping the sky like the end of an 80s rom-com. You see, Mike just got approved to trade in his car for a better one because Byrider looked at extra factors beyond just credit, like his savings. Now, Mike has the chance to upgrade his car and his credit score. Right now during Byrider's trade-in event. Trade in your vehicle and take advantage of flexible payment options on quality cars, trucks, and SUVs.
No one wins alone.
NASCAR is really a team sport. You need your mechanics, your pit crew to make everything come together.
No different at Morgan & Morgan. That attorney has a great team behind him that makes them the winning team.
All your friends might be having babies, but you've got your own little bundle of joy right here. Just 99 cents for warm, chili, melty cheddar cheese and crunchy Fritos wrapped in a tortilla blanket. Now that's a deal, baby. The Sonic 99-cent Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wrap.
A Kentucky veteran killed during World War II has finally been laid to rest after his remains were identified through DNA testing. Sean Bowdy explains.
Private First Class Charles Wells of Litchfield, Kentucky, was killed January 1944. He'd voluntarily enlisted in 1942, serving 2 full years before meeting his demise in Burma.
I was 14, but yes, I remember.
Lily Mae Wells Wolf, as far as family can tell, is the last living relative who knew PFC Wells. It's hard to put into words, and finally returning to Kentucky.
It's sad, but I fled his home.
While there may only be 1 or 2 people left on this earth that knew PFC Wells, there's certainly a handful of them that feel like they knew him, as evident by just how many people showed up here Thursday to honor him.
Getting a little choked up, I apologize.
Earl Shaver is a Marine. He rides with Rolling Thunder Chapter 5 out of Lexington. Those strangers, they led Wells to his eternal resting place, thankful for his sacrifice.
There's nothing else you can give, you know. He gave his life so that we could have better, left behind his loved ones, and, you know, and that's why we're here today, is to try to return some of that love.
PFC Wells is now buried at Kentucky Veterans Cemetery Central alongside his fellow World War II veterans. Wells' niece, Diana Reinhardt, only learned of her uncle later in life. It was her DNA, though, that helped identify him.
This service today has just been an honor for him.
Reinhardt and the rest of Wells' family is grateful for the attention and recognition he's finally getting.
Well, stay with us. Football Frenzy is up next.
I'm Keisha.
I'm Alan.
And we're Lady Couch.
There's always room on the couch.
And we're saving a seat for you this week on Marquee Backstage.
Just rockin' and rollin', baby.
Cut back tomorrow.
We got you all fixed up. Got it all fixed up for you, ma'am. Let there be light, ma'am.
Looks like she finally called JB.
At Infinity Pipeline, your family is our family. Our employees are the foundation of what we do. And what matters to you matters to us. We're now hiring the next generation of skilled workers to help grow our community. Apply now. InfinityPipeInc.com.
Do you want to learn financial literacy? It's so boring. What if Service One Credit Union pays you to learn? Introducing SoGo. Download the app and get paid to learn. Answer questions and earn points. Redeem points for gift cards. Play more, earn more. It's just one more way Service One Credit Union is with you on your journey to financial fitness.
Join the WNKY News 40 weather team. Visit WNKY.com to become a weather watcher. WNKY News 40 wants to make your holidays extra special. We're sending 2 lucky winners to experience the magic of Christmas at Gaylord Opryland. This early Christmas gift includes a 2-night stay at Gaylord Opryland, admission to ICE featuring the Polar Express, and admission to tubing. Our winners will be announced on the Black Friday edition of News 40 Sunrise. Get ready to enjoy Christmas at Gaylord Opryland. Enter to win now at WNKY.com/contests.
Name an animal the wife doesn't mind her husband calling her. Piggy. Don't do that.
Family Feud. Weeknights at 5 and 6:30.
Well, welcome into Football Frenzy. It seems each week we get more and more condensed, and we're down to 2 teams in our area, Bowling Green and Hart County, both in action tonight. But first things first, Patrick Harrison alongside Maxwell Trink.
Oh, Patrick, like you said, it's getting smaller and smaller, but this week it's kind of staying the same going into next week.
Right, let's get right into those highlights.
All right, to Bowling Green High School for a battle of the gold helmets as the Purples faced off against Fairdale. Travie Barber on the out route. He's able to get to the outside, diving into the end zone, giving Bowling Green that early 7-0 lead. Fairdale trying to get into the ball game. Gerald Mason finds Malik Battle but the ball gets loose. Purples fall on top of it. This leads to a similar score. This time it's Jackson Smith with the outside run and score in the end zone. Bulldogs trying for some trickery on 4th and 8, but actually lose yards on the fake punt. Fairdale escapes, only allowing a field goal, but on the next possession, the Pack of Purples swallow Mason for the sack. Deuce Bailey then shows off the footwork, heading to his right, finding the blocking. This man can just literally do anything. Basketball, football, running, throwing, scoring for sure. He might have been a little short, but the refs give him 6. And how about one more score? Bailey with a lob to the big tight end, Matthew Klein. He's electric with a one-handed grab. Purples rain on the Bulldogs parade, leading 45-0 at the half, 51-14 the final.
Into Hart County High School now as the unbeaten Raiders hosted the Union County Braves. Raiders on offense first. Hunter Monroe gets the handoff. He gets to the outside for the first down of the night. And then that sets up the first points of the night as Jonathan Gardner knocks through the field goal attempt. Easy money. Braves respond with a touchdown drive. Raiders on offense. J.D. Crump finds a lane here, turns on the Jets, and then is finally tackled all the way down at the 10-yard line. But here's the thing, Raiders don't score. They're stuffed at the goal line, but Hart County's defense gets the ball back to the offense as Cameron Asbury knocks down the 4th down pass at the sticks. And moments later, Jacob Shoulders hits Connor Trent as the screen pass is set up perfectly for the huge first down. He makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys miss. He fights for every single yard, and that is what championship teams do. And that sets up J.D. Crump's touchdown as he cruises in for the score. Hart County gets the win 24-21, advancing to the semifinals with a shot at the state championship.
Well, 2 teams that we knew were really good. Hart County still undefeated. Bowling Green, one of the top teams in the entire state, making it to the state championship last year. Definitely not surprised that these are our 2 teams that we've been dealing with.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I thought you were going to keep going. No, that's 100% correct. Hart County, I was interested to see how they played tonight. Union County is a good football team, and Union County was really physical, and Hart County struggled to wrap up, make tackles, hold on, things like that. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond next week because they have a physical football team coming in Bell County potentially. So I'll be interested to see how Hart County responds, but their offense puts up points when they need them to, and they move the ball down the field. And when Hart County gets the football, they hold on to it for a while, and that's what makes them really good.
Well, you mentioned it a little bit, Patrick. We know the playoff matchups now. It's going to be Bell County versus Hart County, and Bowling Green playing against Owensboro. That game might sound familiar. A couple of weeks earlier in the season, Bowling Green did beat the Red Devils 42-28 on the year. Expected more of the same, although you never know what you're going to get out of Owensboro, especially after that South Warren victory.
Yeah, South Warren coming out slow against Owensboro, I think, was the nail in the coffin for them. Getting down 19-0 early, 14-0, whatever it was early, and having those turnovers was killer for them against Owensboro. And Owensboro capitalized on it, and that's what good football teams do in the playoffs. So I'll be very excited to see how Bowling Green and Owensboro kind of shake out, and I'm also very excited, if not just as excited, for Hart County, Bell County.
It's going to be very exciting to see Bell County with the big running back for sure.
Number 1 in the state.
Number 1.
45 touchdowns on the season.
Over 3,000 rushing yards.
I mean, what is this, Madden? Like, what are we making our own player out there in Bell County?
Literally 99 overall.
He's a bell cow running back.
I know, that's what you were saying. We were talking about him way before when we were coming up with our fantasy list, and dude's a stud.
Yeah, both teams will need to play their best football games to go back to the state championships in Hart County and in Bowling Green. And yeah, like you said at the beginning of the show, we're staying consistent for 2 weeks, which is rare at this time of year. So we'll buckle up for Friday next week with shot at state championships.
Of course, Patrick. But we have more coming up after this break.
Summer skies, they warm up everything.
So much Christmas the way Santa does.
Backed by popular demand, all in stock recliners, $4.99 or less.
$4.99, $3.99, and yes, even $2.99 recliners.
Choose from rockers, swivels, wall hugger, heat and massage,
fabric, microfiber, and yes, even leather recliners.
All in stock recliners, $4.99 or less, only at United Furniture and Appliance, historic downtown Bowling Green.
United Furniture. Couldn't ask for anything more.
The nursing home made you an important promise. They promised to be a good home for your loved one and to provide professional care in a safe environment. Now the nursing home has broken that promise and you're left searching for answers. Call us at Hughes & Coleman for a free consultation. If your loved one suffered a serious injury or untimely death while in a nursing home, get Hughes & Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600. Standing up for your loved ones is what matters now.
At FHG, we carry the Johnny O signature brand of clothing that's designed for comfort and made to last. We are dedicated to carrying only the finest clothing and to providing a service that exceeds expectations and to offer the Bowling Green area the best of the best for any man. When clothing makes the man, FHG makes the clothes. From the golf course to the office, FHG and Johnny O have you covered. FHG, clothing and service with a purpose.
When we hear that sound, the competition is on.
12,400. Whoa, he's betting everything.
The stakes are high. The clock is ticking.
This is nerve-wracking.
Do you have what it takes for Jeopardy?
Weeknights at 6 on WNKY, NBC 40.
Welcome back to, I guess we'll call it a bridged frenzy, short frenzy, playoff frenzy. 2 teams left on the year. We talked a little bit last week, wanted to bring it up again, the fantasy football players, because we didn't really have enough time to go through every single player. This week we have a lot more time to talk about the starters, the reserves, our fantasy team. We love it every year. Looking at it right now. Patrick, anybody in particular you want to get to?
Well, first things first, this is so much fun to do.
It is.
And I hope people enjoy it as much as we enjoy it, especially the fantasy football lovers out there. But we'll start with the starters, no pun intended there. Deuce Bailey, Bryce Button, we talked about this last week. No surprise, 2 best quarterbacks in our area. Michael Mills balls out for Edmonson County. Clark Rexroad has had a stellar season at Hart County. He did seem a little shaken up tonight after a play near the beginning of that football game, so I'd be curious to see how he kind of responds.
His teammates on there though, Hunter Monroe.
Yeah, his teammate Hunter Monroe. I mean, him and J.D. Crump and Clark Rexroad.
Literally.
I mean, it's like you hand the ball to somebody, they're going to get a first down, it feels like. And that's Hart County's bread and butter. So, yeah, big-time running backs for both sides, in the starters and in the reserves there for Hart County. Bailey Shoemaker has a stellar season with Bryce Button. Turns into Bryce Button's wide receiver 1 this year. Kind of became that consistent guy, the trustworthy guy that Bryce Button could depend on, especially in those third and manageable situations. He would go to Bailey Shoemaker a lot.
Exactly, and a couple other guys on there. Rico Crowder, we talk about him all the time. Ethan Reynolds, we did not get to talk about him a lot. Baseball player going to play at Western, but for football, really a solid tight end. He receives. They use him at fullback as well, so it's more like a flex position. But he is listed as a tight end on the roster, so we are going to consider him as a tight end. He's had a fantastic year. Also, Matthew Klein out of Bowling Green, really great stuff. You saw him with the big catch earlier tonight, but Ethan Reynolds just a machine for South Warren as well. We talked about David Yates last week a little bit, transitioning from quarterback to running back. Really impressive stuff this year, and of course, Brandon Widener, and of course the Hart County defense, fantastic.
And they're going to be tested next week.
100%.
So I hope that they live up to us, put them on their all-fantasy team there, because they have an absolute mission next week to slow down Bell County. But, yeah, I mean, fantasy football, who doesn't love it? And then on the reserve side, you got Ridge Holman, you got Easton Jesse, Devontre Patterson, Gavin Dickerson, Telltale Long. We talked about Hunter Monroe. We got Eli McIntosh, and we have Glasgow's defense.
So great stuff all year long. The rivals, Hart County and Glasgow, 2 of the biggest defenses. Definitely not surprised by that. Let's talk a little bit about Western now. Tops going into a must-win to stay bowl eligible. If they do not beat Sam Houston, it's going to go to FIU on the road. It would be very tough for them to lose to Sam Houston, go to FIU on the road, and then win that ball game if you lose to a Sam Houston team that has struggled all season long. They do have a winning streak going, though.
Yeah, I'm going to be completely honest here, and I hope it doesn't come back to bite me later, but I would be stunned if WKU loses both of these games to close out the season. I do expect a bowl game for Western Kentucky this year, but it might not be the caliber of bowl game that we've enjoyed the last few years, and that's kind of the question going into the offseason for WKU Athletics. Is that okay? Was this a good enough season to maybe keep the coaching staff around after the down season with the skill set players that they have? And it's a big game this week. WKU has a chance to be bowl eligible, like you said. Sam Houston, record doesn't show how good they are.
They play close to every single Conference USA opponent all year long.
They seem kind of like those new guys that are still kind of finding their mojo, and they're just taking a little bit longer than some of the other teams that have just joined, and that sometimes can be a scary team when you're playing late in the season and you've got bowl eligibility on the line, and Sam Houston's hungry. They're tired of losing close games. They're ready to get over that hump, and then boom, they come out and punch you in the mouth, and how does WKU respond? So I could see WKU struggling tomorrow, but I could also see them getting right back on track and doing what they're meant to do and putting up 50.
They literally just beat La Tech, Sam Houston, so definitely going to be very interesting to see what Western can do.
All right, thanks, Maxwell, and thank you all so much for joining us for Football Frenzy. We hope everybody has a safe weekend. We'll catch you back here for Hart County and Bowling Green next Friday night. Have a good night.